Hello everybody, it is July 1st, 2013. Chris coming to you from Montana again. I just got a new charger for my battery pack for this camera, so I was just testing it out, see how the quality was, see if I have to upgrade here before I go taking pictures while hiking. Anyways, I thought I'd do a short progress report, seeing that it's exactly 4 weeks into the growth schedule of all my vegetables that I transplanted and planted as seeds. So I just thought I'd go around and give a couple tips on a few different vegetables that I had a couple setbacks on. Hopefully they'll help you and me as well in the future. So I'll start on this lower plot here. My most recent roadblock was on the broccoli. The center of the broccoli, where the head originally comes out of, was getting eaten away every time new vegetation was being grown, eaten away by birds. And so what I did was I placed my owl statue right next to it, and every other day I'm going to go ahead and rotate it around this little patch here so the birds don't start to outsmart them. And hopefully I can already tell that there's new growth for me doing that yesterday. So I'll just keep doing that. And the onions here next to them, the Walla Wallas are growing really nice. The leaves here are nice, thick, and you can really smell them. For some reason, the Walla Wallas are doing way better than the red onions. As you can tell, I only have one red onion successfully growing. I transplanted a couple more away into a different spot. I don't know if where they were was too close to the board. Maybe they weren't in the dirt enough. So I went ahead and transplanted them because I could still see bulbs were forming and roots. So maybe they'll take off over there. And then the peppers here, they kind of were quiet for a while. Didn't really change shape, color. Now the leaves are starting to get bigger and greener. Definitely the plants are getting a little bigger. And in the very center of them, if you can tell, I'm not sure if the quality of the video on this camera is good or not, there's a little flower about to bloom, which peppers will obviously start to form as well. The lettuce here is going crazy, really big heads of lettuce. As you can tell, my hand doesn't even come close to taking it up, so that'll be a sufficient amount of that. And above them here we have the radishes. They're coming to the end of their maturation period. It says about 4 weeks, so I think they could use another week or so. They're still kind of small. I ate one yesterday, even though the smaller ones are definitely more spicier and have a kick to them. The bigger ones will be better off in the end. I didn't do a segment on this, but halfway through the 4 weeks, or halfway through the maturation period of these, planted another row. And so by the time I'm picking these and eating these ones will have grown as well, so I have a couple of different harvests. The carrots, there's a row on the other side, you can barely see them, and within all the radishes, if you were with me during the Beginner Gardener Part 2, I believe it was, I explained how I planted the carrots and the radishes together in the same rows, since they have the same requirements for growth. The radishes are like a third, I believe, of the time to grow the carrots. So when you pick the radishes, the carrots will hopefully, if you don't disrupt them while you're picking the radishes, should fill in the empty spots and continue on growing and developing. The celebrity tomato here is producing some flowers there that will, look, there's 7 of them there. That'll eventually turn into tomatoes. There's some more on top here, right underneath. I counted at least 15 on this one, on the celebrity. And then when you come over to the aroma, there are many more. Got this group of about 4, 7, 10. There's a group of 10 right there. Another group of 7 there. Another group of 5. Like I said, they're all over. And if you look down in here, we have actual tomatoes starting to form. altogether, the 15 on the Celebrity, and I would say about 25 on this one. You can have about 40 to 50 tomatoes already starting to form. Another setback I had are with the peas and beans. Each of these, it's recommended you do not fertilize them. I didn't have any compost in my topsoil, so I have a vegetable feed that I've been applying to the rest of the garden. But the bees and beans are good without. All they do is, all the fertilizer does is overpower them and cause them to die, cause them to wilt, as you can see, like that one. But I do have a couple good beans. I only have about 4 different plants that are growing, so which is a bummer, but I'm sure these are big plants, 6 to 8 feet, and I only have 5-foot bamboo poles, so I'm sure they'll take up enough room. Same with the peas. This whole section died, so I planted the onions there, and I do have still some sugar snap peas growing, just half what I planted. So it's not a complete loss, but make sure I remember not to fertilize them. That's a no-no. Jump down here real quick and do this plot over here. Planted these about a week after everything else, 2 weeks after everything else. Cilantro. They should be making an appearance within the next week. Above them here are chives. Another thing I'm going to have to do is figure out when certain crops are ready to harvest, so I don't harvest them too early or too late to affect the taste and the quality of them. I got potatoes in this area here. I do have a row of potatoes here that aren't growing, and that is due to not letting those sets sit out overnight, a couple nights, to scab over. Thought I had enough when I let these sit out, but I ran short, and so I just cut up some more and threw them in the same day, and they're not growing. So I learned that I do need to cut them up. When I do cut them up, the halves, to scab them out overnight. Still have some good sized potato bushes growing though. Another thing I'm happy with is this spaghetti squash. The leaves are humongous, about the size of my hand. You can see little buds forming deep down inside at the inner nodes, not the inner nodes, but the nodes of the twigs there. That's where the stem and the twig meet. The cucumbers up here are also growing very nice. They're starting to vine out, so I'll be needing to make my trellis here within the next couple of weeks just to help support them with their further growth. And so as you can see, everything besides a couple of hiccups that I encountered, everything's going well. I will probably be bringing you another video here once everything else continues to grow. More progress, more signs of vegetation to come. But I'd like to thank you for joining me today. Hopefully everyone's having a good summer, good planting season, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.